mentioned that we're going to evaluate how we can assist Ukraine after the attack on the dam. Speaker McCarthy on the Hill today said that it warned against trying to use Ukraine funding to bypass the defense caps that were part of the deal. So to kind of reconcile those into some questions, is there a concern that this dam attack might accelerate the timeline for when we need to, when the White House needs to go back to Congress for additional Ukraine assistance? Do you have a general sense of what that timeline is? I know that in the past you've said you still have kind of a good amount of funding to work through, and are the Speaker's comments consistent with what you guys kind of understood out of the deal that was broken?
So to level set, we've been grateful for the bipartisan and bicameral support that we've had for Ukraine. We have every expectation that that's going to continue. That's one. Two, we've got enough funds, as I said earlier, to help support Ukraine on the battlefield throughout the rest of this fiscal year. Again, we're just now assessing the damage done by this dam explosion, so it would be imprudent for me to try to speculate as to what impact that might have. It's certainly difficult at this early stage to see that there's going to be an impact on supplemental funding either this year or going forward into next year based on the explosion. But again, we're in the early hours here, and we're going to take a look at this. And we've said before that if we feel like we need to go back to Congress for additional funding for Ukraine, we'll do that. But we'll do that at the appropriate time, and now's not the appropriate time to have that conversation with them.
You use the phrase supplemental funding, so is that an indication that you see this as differently from the House Speaker, who is saying now that he wants additional Ukraine funding to come out of the
What I'm saying is our focus is on executing the funding we've got this fiscal year and making sure Ukraine can succeed on the battlefield. And we're just not at a decision point to talk about the need for additional funding later on in whatever form that might take. We're grateful for the supplemental funding we got for this fiscal year, terrific support on Capitol Hill. Again, both chambers, both parties, and we fully expect that will continue.